Service battery charging system explained. A service battery charging system warning message is frequently seen in Chevy, Buick, GMC, and other GM vehicles. The alternator, battery, wiring, and electronic control unit, ECU, make up your Chevy's service battery charging system. When your engine is operating, it generates the energy required to run your lights, radio, and other crucial electrical components. It also keeps your battery charged. Electrical power is required to run the ignition process, navigation system, headlights, power windows, entertainment system, and a variety of other components. Service battery charging system meaning. The service battery charging system message typically indicates that there is an issue with your vehicle's battery charging system. The mechanical energy required to drive sophisticated car electronic systems is produced by the battery charging mechanism. All automotive components, such as navigation systems, entertainment systems, headlights, power windows, and ignition systems, rely on batteries for power. The key parts of this system include the battery, alternator, connecting cable, and electronic control module. If any of these components fail, it can result in a battery issue, triggering the service battery charging system message. Service battery charging system warning causes. Defective alternator. Charging problems frequently begin with the alternator. One kind of generator that operates is the automobile alternator. The battery is charged by it while the engine is running. The alternator generates enough voltage while the engine is running to recharge the battery and power the vehicle's accessories. In addition to the battery being unable to charge, low voltage can cause issues with other electronic devices like the radio and headlights. The alternator may occasionally supply the battery and electronics with too much voltage. Faulty ECU, the electronic control unit, ECU, controls all of these parts. The battery, alternator, and other electronics are under the supervision of this computer processor. The charging voltage might not be sufficient if the computer malfunctions or breaks down. In most cases, this isn't the issue, but it's still important to consider if all of your other diagnoses fall short. Bad wiring, connectors and wiring are in charge of transferring power from one component to another. The wiring may fray or suffer other damage with time. Connectors can also stop working or corrode. The battery cannot receive the necessary charge if the connection is inadequate. Also, you should fix an electrical system issue as soon as possible to prevent further hiccups. Broken serpentine belt. The drive belt is another name for the serpentine belt. The alternator is turned by the rotation of a series of pulleys. The alternator operates whenever the engine is running when it is functioning properly. Nevertheless, the alternator cannot be turned on when the belt fails or wears out. You already know that the battery won't charge because we just talked about what occurs when the alternator isn't working. A blown fuse protection from overload is a feature of the electrical system. A fuse will blow and the power will be turned off if too much electricity is delivered through. Most automobiles have two separate fuse boxes. One is under the steering wheel on the driver's side of the cabin, and the other, sometimes known as the power distribution center, is under the hood. Defective battery. When there is a charging issue, the battery is typically the first thing that comes to mind. The concept makes perfect sense because the car battery is at its core. As automobile batteries typically only last 3 to 5 years, it's possible that your vehicle requires a replacement battery. You should notice certain warning indications, such as trouble starting the car and dim headlights at night when the battery begins to fail. If the automobile battery dies too soon, there can be a bigger electronic problem to fix. It's important to identify the problem so it may be remedied rather than frequently replacing automobile batteries. If this video is helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.